Oh, here we are. I'm busy with a lot of things. I'm doing something else on the side, and here we are. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, December, guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, we do apologize. Like 12 minutes late with starting and all. But it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It is season 2, episode 18 of the Slyso TV podcast. And here we were thinking that we're going to end it all before we get to some crazy, hectic, double-digit episodes. But we had to do it for certain things. But here we are. It is a Monday. Good December! Good December, boss. Good December. And I'm not alone. I've got the queen and the business. Good December.
Good December, boss. Good December. I can feel the energy. Even the weather is agreeing. Look, it is time to be outside.
Right?
Nice and warm, yes. Nice and warm.
Inside and clean.
Don't be inside. Don't be inside. Go be outside with other kids. Do something.
Yeah. Very interesting. How are you doing, Queen?
I'm actually quite good. I feel a bit energized, which is a bit weird, because I'm expecting to feel a bit of a slump, but I'm not. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Any traveling for you this December?
No, not really. Going home as usual.
Don't forget.
Yofeketa kaloku funeka yabona ndigoduke ndiye kotatomncinci yabona ndiyobulisa phaa nasemgidini ke. Yes, please invite us, but also we don't need an invite. We just show up emgidini moselalini.
Can I give advice to you and anybody else who's obviously emgidini kulo December?
Yes, please.
And this is just a concern I have from the year that we had. And the fact that the other day, I think it was in hundreds of millions, like counterfeit cigarettes. Xa kugodukwa abanye abantu sebenze umgalelo kuzawuthengwa fake alcohol and all kinds of things. Guys, that thing is dangerous. So I would advise, I know into yobana uzawufika emgidini ngathi uphakamile, but you are taking care of your own health. Hamba uyothenga from a reputable place utywala bakho. Those people who drink, and we know you're not going to drink and drive, but make sure that you buy your alcohol from a reputable place. I'm not going to mention shops' names as if Ndiazamo's promoter or anything. Go to a place where if alcohol poisoning were to come back and become a case, it is a place that will be able to face the music, a place that will make sure in Dokbana they've got they cannot afford to have fake alcohol, because that thing is killing people, and I think we just take it for granted. So that's my nabulizabazana nabo yindoni su tataland ba hayi ndinazo ndizifumene zicheap mchana. No, the cheaper they are, the more lethal they are.
And that's the thing, like, we are always looking to cut the cost, and sometimes I always say rather pay the price because you also want quality, ufuna umgidi wakho ungabikho siganeko esifani esiza ngendlela imbi. But more importantly, Slyso, I think you're promoting being responsible. We sell on December, yes, but we also want people to be responsible adults, and drink responsibly. Asifuna ubona cases where abantu banqila to a point where they know that they're going to be driving back home far, and they are not in a good state. It's quite irresponsible, but also just if fights that happen unnecessarily umgidi end up we don't want that.
Uba kufike la mntana kabanibani ezawumoshakala yonke loo nto leyo.
Masizikhalimele izinto. We don't want people that are going to come and cause destruction and bring negativity. We that celebrate life.
Yeah, and I think also what we missed, we meant to have him on this episode. But we will have him in the future, like next Monday, which hopefully will be our last episode before we have a break. I know you you were
He's such
saying
a, you know what, Basali, I must report this guy. He's such a slave driver. See, and he's saying about Jonga nizawuzondixelela stories zomgidi apha kule podcast. I don't want anything. So even ndiyalahleka on Monday, niyazi it's because this one doesn't want me
if you know
to.
blow by blow, Toto ubi. Toto,
Exactly.
faka ividiyo.
Kodwa umgidi ubuSaturday umgidi
Umgidi buSaturday kuMonday ngoku. Uphi? And forget that into yobana ne-age ke kwabanye abantu like iyathwaxa laa nto ne uzibhakaxa you must know into yokubana uzawucutha uDisemba wakho if wena uyayazi i-recovery yakho is 3 days.
Oh yes.
So uzayicutha ke ngoku.
The suffering is longer.
Yeah, the suffering is longer and it's more lethal. Oh, ufuna yonke into noogqirha bakho ubhizi uba njana ndiyacela man please khawufika apha endlini andiyazi my heart is beating fast. Ulibala uba ubudesha nge-energy drink. But on the road, and what I was trying to say was that we will pay Pondwin and other people that taking over traveling here to let us know how the roads are and everything. As we know, people are going to be on the road, people are going to be traveling back home, whether it's by public transport or whatever. Just make sure that you are safe. And Klaus Mikiti, guys, we have to enjoy Mikiti. You know, we have to have our drink, but we also need to know our limits. And especially like Klaus Buza Kuba. Please, you know. And into mnandi ke ezilalini is that izindlu zininzi, it's a homestead. Kukhona la ronta waziwayo uba ubekelwe indwendwe. Go sleep there. Sukuqhuba. Hayi bendithe kumfazi ndiyabuya. Bekumele uba usemgidini nomfazi wakho. Yes, hayi besuhlulelene but ekugqibeleni wena makabani yiya phaa ngo-2 sawuba phaa ngo-4 kodwa sizawulala kulaa mgidi waphaa emathileni. Late sesi-arrangile, make those arrangements in time so that ungabi sendleleni guys unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily.
Cela man South Africa, cela don't sicela politicians.
Also, you know, Slyso, you talk about also this thing of asifuna post again what December we want to go kuzo zonke izinto. In that there's a lot of driving, that also fatigue is also serious because it's the end of the year. So I think also it's important people to also not overdo, you know, where you want to your vela, but space out care. Yes, and give yourself time to rest because driving all the time, being on the road all the time is actually quite tiring. So please just make sure you rest.
I always say, like on radio, in the like, you know, you have to drive a long distance. So you drink as much water as possible. The thing about water is that is a tomb. So you are forced to stop at the next garage. You are stopped to stop, and you are forced to stop because and all of that. That gives your body relief. Keeps you healthy, but at the same time, the fact that you need to bathroom, it also helps you to get a little bit of rest. And especially those people, like, they need as much time, you know, bangabi distraction and all of that. Toys at the back, you know, plan out. I think that's what we're trying to say, Toto. Plan out your traveling.
Yeah, you trip that is going to be enjoyable, but also it might be a trip out of the blue, driving, you know. It's that to a point sometimes, like, so, you know, as unplanned trips, if you go to a driver, you know, 200, 180, because let it you understand? I need to be back a month, you know, and we are discouraging that. If you go in, you know, then arrange a bar, you know, sleep over, enjoy yourself, make sure then you drive the next day refreshed. You know, it's better when you are just energized cloud driver also, road rage also becomes an issue, right?
Keep your head calm.
Yes.
And I think that leads or linked to a conversation we're going to have earlier on. Last week when we spoke, we said we are looking at FAMSA, we are looking at this time of the year where abanye abantu don't have bonuses. Abanye abantu baphulukene kwakunye nemisebenzi. I-matriculants are anxious waiting for i-results zabo. You are no longer able to contribute to Glumgidi. You were a known person or was why where now you have a contribution but this year things are different from you. And in most cases that affects people psychologically. So that's part of what we're going to do. And I think I'm just gonna just go through this. Like, it's amazing how we started the podcast on the other end of where we wanted to, but it's also because of the December fever that I know like everybody is feeling. Kule nto uyithethayo Toto, ikhona laa nto intobana hayi ndizawumane ndiyoziba ndinenkatyana phandle, ndizawumane umfazi angandiboni usize unxibe. Akakho umntu omqhathayo kodlula wena. And also betraying the people that you are traveling with. Xa uzawuthi uhamba kude uyayazi umfazi wam akafuni indisele okanye ugirlfriend akafuni indisele, ndizawusela xa ndifika. Unenkatyana wena, hayi ndisaye ebathroom, uyabuya ushushe emotweni. Now abantu barelaxile, they're not looking up, and the next thing the worst happens. So please guys, just like that level of responsibility. Uzawufika umamboye ekulindele ubekelwe ihamba idlane phayana. Please suyiqhaqhe endleleni. I've got a message here from Odwa April to this past weekend sithenge kwi-liquor shop a franchise. Wow, I don't want to name it. Thank you for not doing that. And Sunday besigula sonke, plus la shop ayina merchandisers kodwa yenye reputable franchises. Someone said this to me. What is like, as much as bana we say we want to go to reputable I think because you must remember it's a franchise. Kutoto not like bondo business must play, a known franchise. Uta manzibana wari khona impintshe endiyaziyo ezawuza nezinto and stuff. But what it does, and why I say into yokubana it's good to go to places that are franchises,
you can hold them accountable.
Because you can hold them accountable. Now, who is not going? The person who's going to get sued is not the person who owns the business. It's the entire franchise.
Yes, the brand. The brand.
The brand is going to be at like.
Brand. Then you complain and you make it known even on social media. And this is what happened.
This is what we want.
Yes, franchise. Thinking that we are being responsible and we were let down, and quite frankly, it is a health hazard, that is very irresponsible. So we must definitely not let that go. Report those people, because they're really taking advantage of El Pressure, because they know that people are just going to be buying, and not paying attention. And part of responsible customer behavior is keep his lip, guys. When you go buy, like make sure your proof of purchase, you've got it, so that you come back to these people and you say, look, we came here because we trusted you, therefore we need accountability. So yeah, I mean, we were just talking about this just now. Thanks, Odwa, for sharing.
No, thank you.
Facebook friends.
Is it? Thank you, OA. Thank you, Odwa. Thank you, O. Now, who's watching right now, if you have an opinion, even if it's a message that you want to pass on to your loved ones or whatever, like you see here on the ticker, that you can send your message as well right here, right now, whether it's an opinion about what we are talking about or what we're going to be talking about. And just please make sure that you do engage with us. Come the hell on, man. Come on, guys. What's wrong with y'all? Okay, let's just fix the queen there. There she is. She's back again. There's just a lot. I thought I had prepped a show where everything is prepped, but like coming to broadcast, there's a lot that's been going on in the country that we've picked up. And I think the first one that I picked up that is kind of like important, which is where we are at, Toto. This is very crazy and interesting. We will remember Witness D, Gui Madlanga Commission, the one who implicated quite a number of people, and what he was forced to do as well by people like Abo Julius Mkwanazi, like going to go dispose of a body that was pulled from a place that had money and all kinds of things. And then there was the theft from E-truck where they hijack, and then like just a web of things, and where the cops were were raiding a place that sells copper and confiscating it. He's one of the witnesses who shared quite a lot around the level of corruption, especially in the GP area and where he was stationed. And this guy, they had 2 attempts on his life, and they got him on the 3rd time. And the worst thing about it is that they unalived him in front of his wife and kids.
Yeah, this is quite disturbing, because it tells us, we are really in a what is it called? Status.
It's a mafia state.
It's a mafia state. It is a mafia state, because I mean, it just tells you, as the commissions are also just being done as a tick of a box. There's nothing positive that's going to come out of it. That's what we are feeling right now as South Africans. Diver, Minister of Justice, talking about, in response to this, they said that Mazanga Commission, it must not be broadcasted. And I'm thinking that's not the point. The point is not about broadcast. The point is the fact that whether it is broadcasted or not, witnesses are not protected. They're just not safe. People that come to tell the truth are just not safe in South Africa, period. That's what it is.
And that's how it's been for quite some time. We wouldn't be talking about Babita if they were acting, which also Historiska Babita actually showed us how well connected the people are in Dokbana. Like, we will have to eliminate whoever is in that, right? And today we all we're going to learn now, we're going to live in hope. Like, after the person has died, after the person had given so much of them, for all of these things. So he was like, this is one of the things that I was asked to do, And
they know, Slyso, that with the confession that is made, with everything that he has now, uncovered and came to public with, they know that there's more that's going to come out. That's why they need to make sure that he's out of the way, because they are really shutting, anyone that is threatening to bring evidence, basically.
Yeah, as they say, the police identify suspects in association in the assassination of Madlanga Commission witness D, Marius van der Merwe. So that's the latest that we are getting out of there. I'll put it in a ticker for you. Yeah, apparently it's like 3 persons of interest. Yeah. Apparently they've gotten as far as that story is concerned. I just want to read it a bit for you. They say that police have confirmed that 3 persons of interest have been identified, and 1 has been taken in for questioning following Friday's assassination of witness D at the Madlanga Commission, Marius van der Merwe. So at least 1 person has been in for questioning. Yes, we are out here saying that, like, it should not have gotten to a point where a person loses their life. And this guy, they've had 2 attempts on his life, and they got him on the 3rd time. And so crazy. People are talking about witness protection. What does that mean? And someone was saying, if you can protect politicians ezaziwayo uba zihlala phi and have such what do you call it? I'm gonna say, for lack of better words, safe and tight security for people nobody is trying to kill. Like, imagine who the hell wants to alive ufikile Mbalula?
Exactly.
Ugwede
Exactly.
mandash.
Security tight, you would swear in the you know.
Right, and people who are out here to make sure that the country is safe, that the people who are wrongdoers are brought to book, those people
Yes.
do not have it. And apparently Marias had said in the Bana, listen, I'm associated with a security company, so I don't need witness protection. But the question is, you still ought to be on the lookout for that. And part of the reason why people don't want that, they understand in Dokbana, the dirt is within the cops. He's going to say, I'm going to accept Ilandiki witness protection. The next thing, the very same cops are going to be the ones who rat him out and have him killed. So those were some of his fears.
Yes.
It's very crazy. Yeah, but that is the latest, and I think like it's a bit of good news. Well, his life later, where he was addressing the media following a walkabout in the Soulsville. This happened on Monday. That's the National Police Commissioner General Fanema Samola saying the investigating team is confident that there will soon be a breakthrough in the case. Affectionately known as Flam of Lamb. Van der Merwe was gunned down in a hit in Brakpan in full view of his wife and children. Yeah, so that's the status that we have. It is, a season of us being jolly and all of that. There are people who are going to have a very sad, constant reminder. That day is etched in their lives forever. That is the kids and the wife, because this was done in front of them.
That trauma that
That trauma.
And years to get over for that wife and kid.
Yeah. And apparently in another one, I didn't have time to put it out here. There was another mass murder of people, over 20 people or something, that were murdered at a hostel where 11 of them have passed on. And the good news, once again, there is that that there is some level of leads, and people being detained for questioning. Why are people out there with illegal guns? Why are people out there not being stopped at roadblocks? They stop you and me to ask for a 20 rand.
Yes.
Yeah. This country, we move on. We go right to where a little bit with the African National Congress. Apparently, you'll remember the employees were worried about dismal Christmas, saying like, what are our kids going to eat, during this festive season? And this comes after the African National Congress failed to pay abasebenzi babo. And someone was asking a long time ago in Dokbana, like, if you can't pay your own goddamn fucking people, how are you going to pay the rest of the country and manage the country if you can't manage your own organization? And Ufikile Mbalola comes with Intobana, lo, nam as SG, I'm one of those people who are affected. Nigga, please. You have a Rolex. You could have just gone and sold your Rolex.
Exactly.
Which we don't know in Dobanu Fumanabi, because you are a public servant. You don't earn that.
I just feel like, you know what? Is this true, or are they just trying to make it seem like I know money? Because surely you can't be looting and not have money. The money must be going somewhere. Where's the money being looted to?
Can I tell you something? There's something they call that there is no bad marketing. Right. Their attention has to be on them. You will go back and look at the last time they could not pay their employees. And you must look at what was going on around the country. So it's a thing that you're going to toss there so that you just sway everybody,
Yes.
or to have the attention on you. You must
Also, I
remember.
feel like it's such a manipulative tactic now, because now we must feel sorry for ANC instead of holding them accountable. Like, can we not can we not then be drawn into their own shenanigans? They must sort their house. They
Right, it's
must
like one of those things, daughter, you are
no,
correct. I'm like,
keep
why
your
must
house in
we
order.
learn about this?
Yeah.
Because you must remember, they have the SACP that you said in the manner, like, we want to go our own path when it comes
Yeah.
to local elections next year. So you are trying to spin and like everything else was patella, the
Yeah.
people who've been accused of wrongdoing because they are part of this, what do they call it, the GNC.
Yes.
You have people that are a part of this GNC. The other day, Gigaba is talking on our defense as a country. This is a person who appeared no less than a month ago, a court being accused of wrongdoing.
Exactly.
You have Dr. Ndondo Nungbani, I forget his name, Wangape KZN, who sits in a
Thinking in a
committee that
committee.
oversees the governance of municipalities. You still have the vibes case on your head. How do you say in Dogbana, guys, this person has killed a couple of people or is accused of killing people, but
Yes.
listen to him, he's talking about how not to kill people. Like, it
This
does
is
not make sense.
this is the hypocrisy. This is what I'm saying. That this manipulation that they try to use, I think they need to understand. Asikho lapho ngoku, we're not there. In fact, we were never there in the first place, and they must go
Thank
to
you.
they must go to the people that have been manipulating to spin the heads around so that they can feel sorry for them and give them votes. But at this point in time, it's not looking good, and people don't care about what ANC employees are going through. We care about what the country's going through right now because of cadres.
They are doing.
No,
I mean, like,
it's
guys, sitirishana no Trump ngapa, sitirishana ne freaking African National Congress, and I saw that like in most of the posts from the from that National General Council, which is the fifth, which started in Boksburg and is going to go on for the remainder of the week. They were taunting and showing Landika Thabo Mbeki, who has joined it since the last one. So obviously, it is one of his childs. This these GNCs. So basically, you are looking for another manner of campaigning using the very same people that were there before. And I
yeah.
think Mamutidiza, her name was thrown out as a person who's being supported in reports to take over from Ramaphosa. So a lot of people were like, okay, we're throwing off Umashatile, we are throwing off Naba Basepondwe, Nabo Bazamcing Dobana, they can come, Nabo, Nalo,
Yeah.
Bependuli, Nana, Elandikin, Madlanga Commission, you know? So there's a lot that's going on, and because it is obviously a political party that is going to be given a bit of audience,
Yeah.
where direction comes from, because a lot of especially black people are
Yeah.
still interested, whether they're going to vote for them or not, but they're
Yes.
still interested in Dobana. Is there an inkling of this thing being saved and all of that? So
Yeah.
the marketing ploy or the spin doctoring is on another level where this is concerned. I mean, they were worried about that, and then the employees went and they had the protest outside at the Boksburg venue where they were, and in the afternoon. Didn't have time to put that on. They said that like now, no, the people have been paid. So basically, you're directing the conversation and everything to where you are.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It sounds to me like a bit of some manipulation in terms of attention, so that we now focus on what's happening there. We have bigger things to worry about,
Bro.
and that must be answered. We still don't have answers to a lot of things. So yeah,
Yeah.
the payment of ANC employees is really, I don't think it's
What's it affecting us?
not of national priority.
Bro. Anyway, we move on, guys. Like we were talking about, like the whole what you call that thing, being safe on the road, and that we couldn't find Lento. Well, we didn't make time to make sure that he joins us, so that we can find out, and a person is going to ask why particularly the Eastern Cape. It is where a greater majority of the people who listen to the podcast come from, and they're going to be going home and all of that stuff. But we will try and also try to find somebody at national level to tell us what the roads are like. This past Sunday, I think it was in Mpumalanga on the N12, 7 people lost their lives in a very horrific accident, so it's not only affecting the province or Eastern Cape, but it also affects other places as well. But here, one of the most important thing, it will help you to make sure that your stop at a roadblock is quicker and easier for you. They say that you don't have to pay traffic fines at roadblocks, and you may not be arrested for outstanding fines.
Okay.
They might let you know in Dokbana, listen, hey, kasi jonga unomtyangamba umntanansi inintsi into angayibhatala apha but again they have no right. I remember the other day where we were going to the wine festival in the Val, and we got stopped, and because I tried to pay my stuff, so I owed about 250 rand, and they asked me, I was like, yeah, here's your thing, are you gonna pay now? And like thinking, I'm just like, okay, cool, might as well do it here. But if I said I'm not gonna pay, you can give me the notice sharp. I'll take the notice and go. So it's one of those things that, like, guys, you must also know your rights, when it comes to things. You're not being arrogant. And I think one of the things is, like, because now you've been told in Ndobana you don't have to pay, that doesn't mean in Ndobana xa umiswa yiba ngumntu ozawuba krwada.
Yes, yeah. Also respecting authority and just being compliant, is a decent thing to do.
All it is.
And of course, Usly, when he says that you must know your rights, that is, you must know when you are being taken advantage of by, we know officials, they push boundaries and they can be greedy,
And you must also know when you are abusing them, because now all of a sudden you have a little bit of extra. It's funny how money makes people act. You've got a bonus, double the salary that you used to have. Like now, Wangomdo is like, hey, man, you know what I mean? It's funny how money make people act. But change it just like this. Please keep Ubuntu Bako though. Respect even the security at the place where you buy from and all of that, and just be a good human being. Yeah. So yeah, guys, like there's that, right?
Yeah.
I want to move on.
Before we do, there's someone who wants to start a problem on Facebook, and I know this situation here, Paul. Uvuyo there has got a comment for you. I think he saw.
Oh, is it somewhere here? Yeah, nanku. Otino Vuyo, what's your problem? Nice cup, Raslai. Don't forget that Pirates won a cup 2 days ago and it's black.
About the Pirates, they make such a noise when they've won. Okay? I heard this somewhere. But
I'm not even a Pirates fan, but I just like the fact that, like, when you change a story to fit your narrative.
Yeah.
For me, you are a person I would employ if I was running a company, because you are creative, and I think for company owners as well, find people like Vuyo.
Oh gosh.
Yes, man. Ndikudinga apha sayibona le nto ithethayo apha kule veki kule weekend uzawulapha. Nobetha yazi uma undincedile futhi Toto. Ngoba ezathi andiyifundanga ngabom.
Hayi, abahlali, you know how they are.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up to my attention. But most important, and I think, like, It's not us trying to make it dull, but it's one of those things that we need to hear as we go, our different roads up with festive season. So I'm officially going to start it because largely I think this falls on you, Toto, which is the mind state yabantu ngeli xesha lonyaka. As we said, into yokubana omnye ube nomsebenzi, wehliselwe emsebenzini imali, so you're no longer going to be able to contribute as much as you did. Kwabanye, it's even worse. Umntana wakho uyoluka, you couldn't save enough, you couldn't like thingy, now you're feeling small, you're feeling like, I saw a guy who was on I think it's the R300, it's one of the busiest freeways in Cape Town, sitting in the middle of the road, and I think the speed limit there is 120 kilometers an hour. He is just sitting there waiting for something to happen. And last week we had the guy from I think it was Weinberg in Cape Town as well. These are people that but for some reason they kept it going in Dokbana like they're not being realistic or being truthful about the fact that like contributor. We have like there's a lot. So I think I did the intro for this. Let me do the right thing and let the Queen take over.
Take over, Queen. This is too much. I mean, just to add to what you're saying, Slyso, it is so important to be realistic, and to be honest to yourself, girl, about where you are financially. Like, we have a problem, especially in South Africa, of people not wanting to accept where they are, like where you are, because you are trying to compete with Slyso who you don't even know, but now, take home E-18, you are competing with people that you have no idea where their source of income is coming from. You are retrenched. Obviously, you're going to have to make some changes financially. You can't be reckless. The responsibilities are going to be looking at you. So you have to accept where you are financially. That means, as an adult, you must be able to look your finances like head on, sit down and make tough decisions, but decisions that are necessary. If it means unfortunately, you have got to stay put. Look, as much as I want to go home, but in terms of my finances, I'm not in a position to go home. We know the cost of going, from one province to another, Slyso in December, it's very costly. But also, besides the traveling, there's expectations. There's pressure there. There's so much expectations from our families, but also sometimes it's the expectations that we put on ourselves. I must so, you are going and you're opening clothing accounts because show it off. You are living a soft life at Joburg. You are living a soft life in Cape Town. So we must see this now. You are trying to prove a point to people that don't even care.
They say that people don't care.
People really have their own problems. The least you can do is make sure that you deal with your own. So that's the first point that I want to make. Being realistic and firstly accept the position that you are at, and then making better decisions, that are not going to put mental strain, Then another thing, Slyso, is December is also such a difficult time because a lot of people up in Nyakeni have gone through losses, different kinds of losses, lost family members, so going home is not as jolly and happy for everybody. Some people are going home for the first time, for the first time, for the first time. So it's not going to be a happy time. It's going to be a difficult time. It's going to be a lonely time for some people. So the depression sometimes is not financially, but it's relationally. Right? So we have to be sensitive. Abanye abantu Christmas for the first time because they've just experienced loss in their lives. So we also have to be kind to one another, to know in the when someone is not energy, it's not because some people are dealing with things, guys. You know, if a friend that you've invited to a wedding is not able to, please be sensitive. Don't be so selfish and self-centered and thinking that I because we are monela, because I supporting, going through a lot. So you have got to extend grace to your friends and families and your, like your extended family. Try to not be so self-centered and look at, I wonder what's going on, I wonder what's going on, Slyso. So let me check in, is he okay? Is she okay? Because you might be surprised that people are just going through a lot, and therefore don't have capacity. That's the other thing, right? Capacity, that is emotional capacity, and financial capacity, and mental capacity, right? We show up when we have capacities. Like, so if we are drained, we are not going to be able to show up. If we are financially lacking, we're not going to be able to show up. So it's also very important, guys, to understand, people will show up, when they have the means to show up, when they have the financial means to show up, when they have, the emotional, capacity and mental capacity. Sometimes people are going through some things, so they need to spend time with themselves. I know that there is this expectation and this norm, God December, people are going home. Some people choose to stay, where they are, where they work, just for their peace of mind, because they don't want to be with spaces where there's pressure, and that's okay. We need to allow for that. It is a time where also people are going to be, making a lot of purchases, again, it's very important to look at your responsibilities before you splurge, make sure that you are buying things that are necessary. Don't buy things just because unemali, and then you end up January uboleka imali ebantwini. December, January, asibolekisi ngamali. We don't borrow money from each other, and you don't borrow money to someone else, because it is time where you need to be making sure that financially you've covered yourself. And remember, uzawurhola early, your salary is going to come in very early. December, January, even longer. So it's very important that you making sure that you pay for the important things first. Make sure that the kids' stationaries are sorted. Make sure that uniform is sorted. If nabantwana baya esikolweni, make sure that fees are sorted. Make sure that responsibilities are sorted before you go buying alcohol and spending money recklessly. It's very important. Also, I think another thing, Ayenza, depression during this time is to want to do everything, wanting to be everywhere. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like, pace yourself, right? Pace yourself according to impokoto yako. Super all over the place. Go December. You don't have to buy kumkiti yonke imigidi ekhoyo. You don't have to to go out every weekend. You don't have to go to all the picnics and all the shows that are happening in December. Pick and choose what is within your affordability, what is reasonably affordable for you, and do one or two that Bana is not going to leave you feeling stressed out go January. Say this with me. Asibolekisi ngemali ngoDecember, asibolekisi ngemali ngoJanuary. You are on your own.
Asibolekisi ngemali ngoDecember, asibolekisi ngemali ngoJanuary.
Please make sure you do the right thing. Okay. If I'm not Mali, I always say this is my message for December. Hlala endlini. You don't have money. I can't need at home. Kukhona ukutya, ikhona TV. I mean, bakhona abantu bancokola. You know, like don't complicate your life, because sometimes you are depressed because you are complicating your life. You are wanting to, you know, show off to people that are busy living their lives, don't really care about what you're trying to do, you know. So sometimes fake it till you make it. You guys take it too far. Sometimes you don't have to fake anything, you just have to be realistic. Like, let's not be faking anything up, because the next thing uzawubela abantu imali zabo, and you're gonna, you know, uzoboleka imali ezinkulu uthi hayi ndizayibuyisa chomi, hayi ndizayibuyisa mfethu, uyabona. Then relationships also, they break slice of what December, because people start to make promises, you know, that are not truthful. Ndikunika 5,000 because you said uzandinika ngonge first, next thing you are going AWOL.
You are gone.
You are gone. So make sure that you're not scamming your friends and families because you just don't want to accept where you are. You can't afford it. It's okay. Let it go.
Wow, guys. What I've done, Toto and Lantika and Jena, I was just running to get EPEN, because I think one of the most important things, you know,
Yes.
I will not say with a group of friends, and luckily for me, I'll talk about it towards the end. The only event that I am attending in the Eastern Cape, and
Yes.
it has to do with. It's a place that throughout my radio career, I don't remember ever going to gig at. And there's a company that booked me, you know, to go and be there. It's on the 24th of December, of all places, the case Kamawuk, but we'll talk about it like later on. But with my friends in my circle and all of that, our decision for this year was that, guys, we are not going to askotuki, you know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people have you know, challenges, all kinds of challenges. You know, in the group of people that I hang out with and who are my friends, and we said like, like, you know, it doesn't make sense, but like, you know, there are people abagcine amakhaya, abantu abagcine izindlu, and also you are expected into bana ube khona if you are able to contribute financially, but like, take the time out, you know. I don't want to drive. I had a very rough year. I'm probably going to be distracted, and all of these things that you know that you're talking about, they add up to this factor, guys. Even ne 200 rand onayo, ne 200 rand onayo, that is your contribution.
Yes.
Sometimes unemali yokhwela qha ukusuka eKapa uyofika ekhayeni, uqonda bana hayi suka sawubona xa sisekhayeni, but you know, things have changed, and you know, there are all of these things. Why don't you mhlawumbi umzekelo, like the average for anybody who's traveling from anywhere to wherever has an average or a minimum of 500 rand that they just have to spend on the road. Now,
yes, and you send that money.
If you were to take the 250 rand and go to indawo where you're gonna buy food for the remainder of the month, uthathe the other 250, uthi mama, tata, mntasekhaya andizubakho, uzothi kutata omncinci ndizawuphoswa ngumgidi kulo nyaka, izinto azindihambeli kakuhle, because the level of honesty that we need to have with ourselves and our families as well is just as important, you know. Your presence is your presence sometimes is not you being there. Your presence is your contribution that you continuously make. Being honest with your with your people, your siblings, your children, especially you know, where you've got single parent households, is like abantwana bam inyimali nayo ngoku is gonna cost me $800 to come to move from Joburg uyowutsho emakhaya, you know, and le mali ingakhupha ilento ilay-by ebiyenziwe for abantwana, stick to that, you know. They will call and thank you. Uzihlelele ubukele i-TV, usitya amanqina okanye usenza loo nto leyo, but the feeling that will give you ingaphaya kwe-pressure ozawube uzifaka kuyo by borrowing money because you want to be home, you want to be there, you know. These are things that we need.
I mean, we want to abazali, we want them to also to be receptive to their kids and their children in terms of where they are. Bangafaki pressure, because sometimes it's the families, it's the parents, you know. Abazali bane expectations. Ndifuna uyogida kwasibanibani, ndifuna uyogida kwasibanibani, ndifuna uyogida kwasibanibani. You know, and this person is not considering the fact that lo mntu uza kuncedisa ugida funeka atravelishe ukwehla, you know, funeka aphinda anyuke, unabantwana funeka athenge igrosari apha endlini. So abazali must also put unnecessary pressure ebantwaneni babo and be very careful nezinto endizithetha ngoDecember. Don't be sensitive, you know.
Don't hurt people.
You know, it's time where you're supposed to be caring and be considerate. Don't make it about you, because it could be just actually a lot that a person is dealing with. And of course, Slyso, we need to remind them there is organizations that you can talk to in God December. I know people sometimes, you know, they will be depressed. They will. FAMSA is one organization that is very reliable. They've got trained social workers that can assist, you know, with family matters, relationship dynamics, you know, individual matters, and sometimes substance abuse also, you know, they can assist. And then you also have USADC, which I think we'll just write on
the comments.
On the comments. USADC is South African Depression Anxiety Group that also has a WhatsApp number that you can contact for free, and a suicide, you know, and depression number where you can talk to, again, professionals if you are feeling under pressure and you are really not coping. You know, just ukuthetha kubalulekile. Don't suffer in silence. But definitely do not do anything to try and please people. Don't squeeze yourself. It won't mean be trying to please, you know, people that are not going to dig you out of the hole that you are digging for yourself in the process. So make sure that you are doing what is good for your mental health at the end of the day. Finances are one of the biggest stressors, Slyso, that we know in South Africa. A lot of people want to commit suicide because of financial difficulties. A lot of people also struggle with relationships because of financial difficulties. Finances. So finances put a lot of pressure on your mental health. You know, they can cause depression. They can cause people to feel suicidal. But we are saying there are certain things that you can do. You can make better decisions. You can make better choices to try and alleviate the stress. And we're saying, like you said, Slyso, we have normalized ugoduka so much that there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. You're just making a choice to stay put. You can go home, you can still go home. Right? I mean, you know, it's really, we need to normalize the fact that, you know, December, yes, it is the time because it's a living, but it's also time for people to actually relax. The traveling now is draining, you know.
It's draining.
It's draining and tiring. So people that work in events that are very intensive and tiring mentally, they do just need to just stay put, you know, and recuperate, and we must allow for that. So yeah, let's be kind. Let's be kind.
Yeah, I've put up, guys, like right here at the bottom, you know, different FAMSA numbers that you actually can call and make a booking. You know, I know like we go sit with a stranger and and all of these things, but it is very important because we grow up like we compete unnecessarily, right? In so much that like now when you're going through you know, something that's spiraling, quicksand. You don't reach out to this person. You would rather drown. Holding out their hand and saying, "Show me, talk to me," or can you say something, and you feel in and all of that. FAMSA is one of those numbers. I think I've tried to collect as much as possible. All you can do is like you just Google and go FAMSA, and you will find a number. Yabantu no thetha nabo. One of the things that I was listening to as I was driving home, I know you and I always go deep, Lord. Say we're gonna have an hour-long podcast, and then, but we're driven. I think, we are driven by caring. We are driven by having experienced these things, by coming across people that actually have suffered these things, and kwabanye abantu intsha emntwaneni, and like now, utata akazufika, utata akazukuza. No matter how much the mother explains into yokubana no, utata wakhe akazufika because kulo nyaka kwenzeke u-ABC and D mntanam, kodwa iimpahla zenu zeChristmas. Abanye abantwana right now, the way that they are so matured, they're not even thinking imali zeChristmas. Uthi mama ndiyifuni mna imali yeChristmas. For next year. You know how deep this thing is. Now you need to communicate. There are these two things. We mentioned finances, communication being the first, every and most important for me. The minute you can say, I always say, even as we're seeing now I'm going a little bit deep. I'm gonna talk forever, but I'm gonna stop. I always tell people, it's like, kukho umsebenzi kufuneke wenziwe katatomkhulu wakho, katatomncinci, kabanibani, kantontoni. It's like, guys, abantu abalela ukuthula, they are just as awake as we are. They are the ones who are calling us to do imisebenzi. When kuthiwa funeka kwenziwe umsebenzi katatomkhulu, utatomkhulu nomakhulu, they understand. Lying there uba ungumntu wesintu, besazi into yokubana lo mntana akanawo umsebenzi. All you do is go to kokwenu ekhantini, okanye kuloo ndawo uthetha kuyo, okanye kusampa, okanye indumba, or whatever, wherever, and you explain to them, because talking, communication, that's how important it is. You can talk to whoever you believe in, God, Allah, and whatever the minute you explain your situation, something is lifted off you, something is alleviated off you. So it's just one of those things that it's almost like it's a plea that's never going to end, and we have to end it now. Damn it.
No. Before we end, I want to sneak this one in. The other one that we don't want to forget, Slyso, grade 12 results. We know that kids are waiting anxiously in the midst of Christmas. Grade 12 learners are sitting anxiously waiting for those results. Abazali, pay close attention to umntanakho as they wait for these results, and keep assuring them, look, whatever the outcome, you love them, it's not going to be the end of the world if the results are as you are going to be there next to them to help them figure it out. Of money results as a positive, we need to make sure that they're level-headed, they're not too excited, so that they can make better choices and decisions. So it's very important, and not in a sense of helicoptering the kids, but just to say, look, we know you've written your grade 12 results, we know we are waiting, have a good time, the family, spend time with the family, check on your child. Xa zifika results, makabe ngqongwe family, umntana abone uba ureacta njani kwezi results, so that we can make sure there's proper support for this child. Azikhumbule into yobana regardless uyathandwa, is supported, is in a safe environment. That's what is important. I just wanted to remind Azali for that one.
Very important. Mamzali, or whoever you are, another thing that, when I was thinking about this is like the adolescent stage as well. That's something that we all went through. Your puberty stage. You're a teenager, you're not understanding. Rebellious. Yho, ndizambawela chomi ingase xa fika apha endlini. Uqale nini ngokuzuka into yobana makafike emveni ko-8? Utheni? Wenza ezaa nto zazenziwa ngutata wakhe nantoni. You need to be calm. You need to understand. And because of how busy life is, mothers, or especially young mothers, they don't know how to deal with these stages, zokhula kwabantwana and all of these things. Call the numbers down here, FAMSA, whatever it is that you want to talk about.
Yes.
I've just lost my job. I don't know what to do. FAMSA.
Yes, please.
Yeah, guys, please, man. Sincedeni, man. You sibe ngabefundisi. Bekumele bazigqibe before 8 le podcast yanamhlanje. But right, even if you put stuff on the comments when you watch during the week, I know people are busy. During the week, whatever you are struggling with, if you have questions that you would like to ask, please put them in the comments so that we can, if we can, just bring somebody who can speak to you and ungati into kaSlyso, into kaThoto, you know. Wena wethu into right bona, so abazazi struggles that we are going through. Guys, I always say into bani democracy yethu is about 30 years old. Sonke sivela uhlala, sivela ukhuliswa ngomakhulu. Sonke sivela uhlala ne-relatives than abanye abantu. Those things cause trauma that you take out emsebenzini wakho, and you're wondering why you are unable to keep a job. You know, why you can't keep a relationship, why you can't keep those things. I came across something, and this guy says, like, whether you are arguing, it doesn't matter, your boss, your child, or whoever, and you are not seeing eye to eye, it's always trauma that dates back to when you were young. You are overprotective. You don't want people in your space. It is because you know what it was like to ungunutekiswa space in somntu. You know what it was like to be left alone. So now you are overprotective. You are over like all of these things. Guys, this sounds like, can we get over it and talk about happy stuff?
Okay, don't worry, guys. I'm referring to
Hey?
uzawuye FAMSA naye, uzawuye FAMSA koqala yena.
Kuzoqala bani mna? You'll put me in the same category as Donald Trump, as like But guys, please make sure that you use these numbers. We did this especially for you in the banner. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. We can be joking about it, but like we spoke about the serious stuff. But make sure that you make use. Talk to somebody, guys. Toto, we need to close this off.
Let's bow out.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah. So guys, please send us your comments. So last week I went and did a recording, came across cousin, family friend, person I know from back in the day. And he's like, I'm China, there's this thing that I'm trying to do. Like, he's very fond of his cooking. And I've picked up over the years, he does this with the Landiki family. Studying, the wife is the qualified chef in the house. And I was saying, you will see it on the interview. I don't want to give it away because we will screen it next week. But I'm just going to show you something that probably will melt you a little bit. And these are the Vappies, right? Oh. This family, the mom, qualified chef. She works with schools now. Dad, entrepreneur. The young lady with the glasses on is going into grade 12. She's going to be a doctor. And the one right in there, the one that you see is full of trouble. Just looking at her with the cushion on. She wants to be a criminal lawyer, and then she took it back. Is like, no, but hey, the criminal law. Maybe I do contract. Maybe I do divorce. Maybe I do.
Okay. but
She's just got her results. She's going into the high school, I think grade 8. But the thing, or the reason why I'm bringing them up is because they have this initiative. They woke up and they decided as a family, because they've been cooking for the longest time ever. They used to own a restaurant, I think, between 2017 and 2020 when COVID hit. And then they told themselves in Dagbana, like, actually, now they were getting like calls from e-customers. And I'm like, yeah, it's COVID. We know we can't come to the restaurant, blah, 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 and all of that. Can you guys cook for 8 people? Can you start cooking for like thingies? So business was going on for them, but business was closed down. They've kept this passion going. All of them, they cook and all of that. And they've decided to come up with this initiative that they want to cook for 5,000 people for this Christmas around Joburg. And yeah, they've started. So I had a conversation with them, and anyone that wants to contribute, it doesn't matter, whatever, because but you own a catering company, you have Thobeka, you can help us with ingredients, you can help us with whatever. You will find the contacts Zabo on social media platforms. And I will also put it in the comments as well for people to reach out. If you're around GP, the plate is 120 Rand. So maybe as an individual, you can contribute 120 Rand. But if you own like something that can afford them, then you like in your Peka and all of that. The last I spoke to them, we will air the interview next week, is that they are reaching out to a home where they probably will be preparing the food, so that while they are preparing the food, or Tata no Mama about the old age home can have fun, and they will also be getting that meal. It's going to be happening, I think it's Krugersdorp. But all of those details you will get next week. It was just fun hanging out, because as in your family, they they ride bicycles together. Some they listen to music together. Some they go to church. But these ones, they congregate in kitchen, and it's their thing. And you're gonna laugh your ass off next week when you listen to this interview about them. But the comments about how you can get involved, I'm gonna put it in the comments once we are done. I'm just running through stuff now. And there's also this one. Remember I said I'm going to the Eastern Cape? I told my... Yeah, Kees Kamahoek, oh, it's on your way to work, ne? It's between King Williamstown and Alice.
Alice, yeah.
Yeah. So that is where I'm going to be. It's very interesting because I posted this on my social media platforms, and the Badaban is like, we are Kaya. I'm like, I didn't know you come from Kees Kamahoek. Now all of a sudden, antennas are out. But come the 24th of December, it's the only gig that I took. And I said it's because I don't remember ever going to a Kees Kamahoek for an event. And it looks a very beautiful thing. And some of my favorite people are going to be there. Ukoleka on gospel. She's gonna be there. Spongile James, SBJ, Mamzo's gonna be there. Ukeke Mtati from the boss lady of the airways from Mhlobo. So like thinking just to meet with my people over one day, and this is gonna be happening on the 24th of December. It's a Kees Kamahoek. Okay, so if you've got time on your side, now's the details, guys. Now's the details. Get there, buy your tickets. That's where I'm going to be on that day. And the last one, you probably were wondering, what happened with me and what do they call it? And Malutsenyane. What happened to me? And I just want to get that quickly. Please come through, piece of paper or picture or whatever. Campscapes. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I missed it this year.
Okay.
It was epic as always. But for those people that missed out from the 31st until the 2nd of January, this is where we are going to be Harties, where it all started. This business is a year old, over a year. It's as old as the podcast. I don't know how old the podcast is, but when they started, they had no tents, no 4 tents.
Yeah.
The first one in Hartis, and they hired the other ones. And then we went to Malutsonyana last year. They had 10 tents, and this year they had 16 tents.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of people have been saying, in Dokbana, guys, are you doing bushfire? Guys, are you doing the crossover? So now the earliest that is happening is the glamping experience by Campscapes, which is happening between the 31st and the details are there. You will look, and we'll also put it up in the comments. So if you want to be part of that, you can definitely be part of it. Yeah. As we close off.
Ooh, you know what? I don't want to disclose because sometimes I just rock up and get in, you know, especially Lalin. So yeah, I am that person. I'm very rebellious. I'm just like I call VIP and down and getting. We just decide on the day. We say I decided on the day, but you know what? Actually, see, I am getting. Let's go. You know. So yeah, I don't know actually.
Yeah. No, same here. Like, well, like with me, I'm staying here. I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I know, you're gonna have one booking, and then like once people see that booking, and then I'm like, oh, since you are around, please come to our event, guys. I don't want anything to do with the Eastern Cape. Ngicela ukuya please come walk get 24 ndibuye ndizohlala kwam and let the Banyans breathe and wait for 2026.
That's full of fun, guys.
Tata, it was nice hanging out with you. It was a very beautiful.
always a great time. Always a good time.
Quinn, thank you so much. We've covered quite a lot, guys. Like whatever comments, messages. I think next week we should close. Let's close it next week. Yes, but you might be at home. Whoever is around here. Omnye umndeni ngazombiza ngegama usiqhayisele ngendobana yena uya ku-end of year function.
Ooh, that one, ne?
On A1.
He's been missing in action, but having a good time. I see up towards the end of the year, he's busy.
The awards. Zintuntun. Oh, speaking of awards, guys.
Oh, guys, Fulani businesses, because Nizafana no billing.
Yo?
Entrepreneurs, okay.
Yeah, one last thing. Next week it is the 14th on Sunday. I think that's the date that is correct. The South African Music Awards, and of course, big up to Usiabonga, my cousin, my blood, my everything. Yeah. We call each other at 3:00 in the morning and we talk for 2 hours, and then Sklaban is like he is hosting the 31st South African Music Awards. Scoop Makatini. So I'm also gonna be there as well to cover them for the podcast, and then the broadcast will be on Monday, obviously. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to.
Nice. Few things, yeah.
Yeah, come on, close this thing, man. We've been talking.
Historia. We are done. We are done now. Okay.
Oh, we were done now. I'm right
my
up here.
Facebook, I see you. I see some of you, ne? I know I'm not there by Facebook, but I still want you to comment. I want you to like show some love.
I told you. You must tell your mother. Your mother must sit in the back seat.
You must make it trend. What is your problem? Okay, bye.
Baby, Leicester, I told you your mother must sit in the back when I'm around. Say, I know you. I don't want to call it, but you Bantu people, there must be respect here in this house. That's why it's not good to get Zekapa was
no worries.
Quinn, thank you so much. Love always. Can't do it with mine.
Bye.
Bye.